Hi, chat. What's up? Why do I still get pre-roll ads? Wait, really? Yeah, we're just gonna try it out, okay? Echo, echo, echo. Oh, hello, echo. Okay, okay, okay. I see. There is no echo, right? Right? I hope. No. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm trying with the pre-roll ads. I'm trying. As until like the first set of ads has run, there will be pre-roll ads anyway, but the first set of ads should roll with 1 minute delay, but it doesn't. And today I was too late to just start it in, I guess. No echo for me. Good. I'm watching 2 devices. Hey. More views. I'm good. That's good with me. So how are you all, chat? How is everyone? Over here it's hectic. Well, Faye and we went by train today. Oh, what did you do? Are you able to get it? I don't think I'll be able to get it there. Wait. Oh, she is able to get it. Never mind. We went out by train and we met a lot of people and people were all very nice. Faye was very tired. Then we got home and she was anything but tired. So, I've got my lunch right here. And I hope to be able to like munch it as we play the witness, because we still have the film that we want to watch, right? Oh, you guys didn't have any sound? Oh, I mean, by now, yes, you all are used to that, right? It wasn't meant to. There was supposed to be game sound. Probably, but I do think today will be the last Silmaid scene. Yes, that's true. I do think today will be the last time that we do that, at least for a while. I kind of want to get all the puzzles because that's me. But I'm also, honestly, I'm a little bit done with the witness. So we'll do some environmental puzzles today for as long as it's fun. And if it's no longer fun, then we will just move on to something else. No, we still have a couple of things to play. And then we'll see. So, let's get started, shall we? Let me see. I want to go here and I want to switch to game. There we go. Where is my game sound? It's not in game sound. Okay, I hope you'll be able to hear it properly then. Also, I'm not in here. Oh, right, I am not in here. Wait. One sec. Why? Why over here? Why are both places over here? As I said, she's being annoying quite a bit. Nee. If my internet goes down in a bit, then I blame Faye. Why? Like that, I hope. I hope it's better like that. So yeah. You hear that? People want to stream. You can't actively sabotage that. I spent so much time with you today already. You can't like keep me for yourself. You can try, I guess. Anyway, I wanted to be in here. There we go. Okay. Everything else still correct. Everything else still correct. Turning up my volume a little bit. And then let's go, right? What is that? That is... Oh, difficult to remember is what that is. Restart. There. And then we go zigzag down. Sorry, that's not bad. No, it is. Anyway. And then you go even more down. You go around. And up. Okay. Oh, I did not start well there, but that's alright. It's a little bit wonky, but as long as I remember what I need to do, then that's important. No, wait, that is mean. That is so mean. Stop, Hassan. Nee. 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 She first smells. Hold on, first 100. We made it! Right! Right! We got an after stream follow. We made it to 200. Thank you. That's wow. I so missed that. Whee! Thanks. That's so cool. But please pee on the pan. You're sniffing the pan. You're being mean. Anyway, where were we? Then we go further down. And then we end down there. Okay. Epic. Let's go, how do we get out again? I feel like we haven't had like all the exits that we found along the way. One's finished. I feel like when we were going through it, there were more exits than we have currently found. Follows for content. Hey, you sadly have to already go. That's alright. That's alright. We're gonna watch the film. So Pug already shared it in the Discord if you wanna watch by yourself. And otherwise, I mean, I know you like watching VODs. Also, I can't see. It's too dark. Where to go? By now, I can't even see. Oh, this is where we came from. Wait. Down. How did we get out? There were multiple ways to get out. Okay, this is back to the... Okay, we don't want that. So then let's take this one. Oh. One sec. He is being so... I don't know what. She's bullying me. That's what it feels like. Have fun. And see you later. See you later, Speedy. Okay. Down. We're gonna go. I don't think this is it either. Is it? Is this a way out? Oh. Oh. There's a way out up there, right? Does it come down if I do that again? Oh, wait. There we go. Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's not up. That's up. Nice. Nice. And then we're... I don't know. Wait, where was Al? I thought Al was here. Ah, Al's here. There we go. I keep getting distracted. I'm so sorry. I just need to make sure she's not biting cables and such. As I said, I tried my hardest to make her tired. I tried to tire her out so much. But she isn't. Well, I mean, she was sleepy. I think she's just past her sleepiness. As soon as her sleepiness comes back, she'll be just out. So, you know, if that is like, because that was my second achievement, right? The challenge. I must say, I find that very anticlimactic. Maybe because, you know, I've played Taiji and everyone's like, this is so similar to Taiji. I kind of expected there to be an end in which, like, the stone people are no longer stone people. Where are you? Oh, stone. I think she's about to poop. She better do that on the path. No, you're not? Okay. I guess not. Wait, we were heading there. But yeah, I expected the stone people to come back to being unstone. They haven't. So I don't know whether that means that, you know, I'm still missing something, but seeing as how I've got 2 achievements, I don't think there's an alternate ending. Like, I mean, it could be. It would very much fit the game to have an alternate ending, and then what's happening? See, we still haven't had everything. Meh. That's a column section, isn't it? Are you kidding me? We're gonna go back. Oh, there. As I said, it's a little dark. I don't see a whole lot. Up here, I think. Oh, let's see if we can get back to that column section. Well, not via here. Where is the secret passageway again? Somewhere down? We just walked this! Why do I not remember? Column section. It's up, right? I think. It's not. It's here. I'm guessing on the opposite side? No. One of the sides here? I can't. No. I thought we walked all around and didn't see anything. But it'd be so dark. Okay, that is that one. What's up a shoot? She's lying down. She's lying down. Wait. Because this one... I mean, it's more of a red kind of color, isn't it? You see? Is there another, like, from here? Because, I mean, we've been rushing through this mostly. Did we miss something? Doesn't seem like it. Yes, we did. That's all one, that's all two. Okay. Well, we can't go this way because no matter what, I'll have to like do two somewhere. So this is definitely like that. And then it's... That one has two, two, that one has two, that one has one, 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 one. There we go. Look at that! We found it! Left first. Still can't see a whole lot. Which dish? I hear something that I've been looking for a long time. That one's 3. Okay, but there is no way, I think, to do this without starting here, because I would have to pause by. And then you have to take a turn here. No, so I have to start here. Then we can be like, I don't know, 2. And that one doesn't do. Okay, interesting. 2. And that one only has 1. 2. Oh, and then we can pause by up the top. Now that's 3. Now those are 2. That one's 2. That one needs 2. do we do that? Nice idea doesn't work. Can we somehow do this one differently? Yes, we can. Oh, and then those all have to. Then we want that one to have to. How do I do that? It's one. And I have to pass through. Oh, wait. Okay, so if I do it like this, we still need this one. Huh. Okay. Can we, what else can we do? 2, 2. Now they all have 2. Very nice. I skipped over that one. Wait. Like that, right? We can go up and we can go around like that. We can do it like this too. And then that one has 2, that one has 2, that one has 2, that one has 2, that one has 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Whee! Oh, it is that door! Oh, that was not completely the sound. But, we weren't there yet. Wait, is that it? Okay, okay. There also, wait, is that really it? I can't see. Okay, yes it is. That's where we came from, so now we go down. Okay. It's a secret! Yes it is! Oh, you've been to the heart of the map. What do you think of the witness as an overall experience? I prefer Taiji. I think it's very, very interesting. I like a lot of it. But it is... at some points, I don't feel like it makes sense. Like, if you want to complete it, you are gonna need help somewhere. I feel like. Whereas with Taiji, I mean, Taiji was way better to figure it. I'm not saying Taiji was easier. Because I feel like in terms of puzzles, it's kind of similar. Like in terms of puzzle difficulty. But in terms of how much that the world and the game itself allows you to figure things out and really leads you through what it wants you to do, Taiji was better. This one is more immersive though, and I really like that too. What's this? What do I do with you? Okay. Guess we're copying that. And then there's one word there. That's bad copying. And then there's one word there. Now we have 1, 2, 3 with start here, end here. There are 3 in here, there's 2 in here, and there's 1 in there. Okay. Figure that one out. How will we go about that? The one down below here is is a little annoying, which means that either I have to, I mean, it's symmetrical, so we don't care. So we have to pass by like that. Oh, wait. We have to pass by like that. So then 1, 2, 3. That one's not difficult. It's like da 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 da. There. Wasn't expecting the film time. Well, I mean, to be fair, I got distracted on my way towards the film hall because there was a secret I hadn't uncovered yet. So you know, it was, yeah, well, yeah, that. It's just this. That's all I need to do. Huh. Not cool. What's over here? They were together! I said that, didn't I, chat? That was the same hallway? See, I know my spatial awareness sometimes leaves like a whole lot to be desired. Sometimes it's not that bad. Can I point out something? Is it a spoiler? In the hallway, look up. Wait, this hallway? This hallway. Wait, in the hallway, look up. It is the holes! Yes, yes, yes. I was following these all along. Not sure that was what you meant, but I'm still happy. I saw the holes. And this one, look up. I mean... It's back to the mystery. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Because when we stood at that side, I think. Yeah, at that side, and we were looking through, I remember saying something along the lines of, I think this one like connects to the other one. So I'm looking for the room in the middle. Right? Because it has a similar shade. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm very proud. I'm so proud. Yeah, because it was a similarly shaded room. Also, well, that's where we came from, right? We finally have the mystery exits all solved. Well, I'm not sure all, but, you know. Okay. So then we had one that started here, then went down. Yeah. And then up. And then down again. Okay. Scheme by Professor Moriarty. Are you ready? I think so. Also, yeah, for anyone who's watching the VOD, most likely this will be copyright claimed, I think. Very likely. Not most likely. I'm sorry already.
How many of you here have personally witnessed a total eclipse of the sun? To stand one day in the shadow of the moon is one of my humble goals in life.
I can try. It should come in through this one, right? Figment. No, it does not. Is it coming in through this one? Figment. No, it is not. Where are you coming in through?
The closest I ever came was over 30 years ago.
Found it. Yes, I can. Game sound.
On February 26th, 1979, a solar eclipse passed directly over the city of Portland. I bought my bus tickets and found a place to stay, but in the end, I couldn't get the time off work.
Oh.
Well, anyone who lives in Portland can tell you that the chances of catching the sun in February are pretty slim. And sure enough, the skies over the city that day were completely overcast.
That's so sad.
I wouldn't have seen a thing. That work I couldn't get out of was my first job out of college. A sales clerk at an old Radio Shack store in beautiful downtown Worcester, Massachusetts. On my very first day behind the counter, a delivery truck pulled up to the front of the store. They carried in a big carton, upon which was printed the legend TRS-80. It was our floor sample of the world's first mass-market microcomputer. The TRS-80 Model 1 had a Z80 processor clocked at 1.7 MHz, 4,096 bytes of memory, and a 64-character black and white text display. The only storage was a cassette recorder. All this could be yours for the low, low price of $599.
Wasn't that back then really
The store I was
expensive?
working in had seen better days. At one time, it had been near the center of a thriving commercial district. But like so many other New England cities, the advent of shopping malls had, by the early
4,000
70s,
bytes. Yep.
turned it into a ghost town. Worcester's solution to this problem was decisive, to say the least. The city's elders apparently decided that if they couldn't beat them, they would join them. And so, several square blocks at the heart of the city were bulldozed into oblivion, destroying dozens of family businesses,
That's
including the site of a pharmacy once operated by my great-grandfather. In their place was erected a vast 3-level shopping complex with
What is
cinemas
TRS?
and a
What
food
does
court.
that? What does that mean?
When the dust settled, only a few forlorn blocks of the old Worcester remained standing. My Radio Shack store was in one of those blocks. Then, to add
Are we
insult
waiting for the
to injury,
eclipse?
Radio Shack opened a brand new location inside the shopping center, less than 500 feet from my store. So now patrons had a choice between a clean, well-lighted establishment with uniformed security and acres of convenient parking, or a shadowy hole in a seedy old office building next to an adult movie theater.
And the Radio Shack.
Consequently, I had plenty of time to fool around with the new computer.
I still don't quite know what it means.
I taught myself
honest.
basic programming. Then I learned Z80 assembly. Both, of course, so that I could write games. I also created self-running animated demos, which ran all night in the store window for the edification of the winos who peed in our doorway. Strangely enough, the few customers we had didn't seem to be interested in our new computer, even after the 16K
okay.
memory upgrade.
Thanks.
In fact, most of the people who set off the buzzer on their way through the front door weren't there to buy anything at all. They were there to exploit a free promotion, which was the bane of Radio Shack employees for over 40 years. The Battery of the Month Club.
Battery of the month.
The idea of this promotion was simple. Customers got a little red card upon which was printed a square for each month. 12 times a year, the lucky sales clerk got to punch out a square and give the customer one brand new AAA, AA, C, D, or 9-volt battery. Of course, customers weren't allowed to choose just any grade of battery. At the time of my employment, Radio Shack offered 3 different levels of battery excellence. First were the alkalines, powerful, long-lasting, and expensive, hanging behind the counter like prescription medication in gold-embossed blister packs. These were most certainly not available through the Battery of the Month Club. Next were the high-end lead batteries, sturdy, dependable batteries, moderately priced, and prominently displayed near the front of the store. These were also not available through the Battery of the Month Club. Finally, at the bottom of the barrel were the standard lead batteries.
Just lead batteries.
These were literally piled in barrels,
Just stuff.
cunningly located way at the back of the store, in a dark corner near the TV antennas. Remember TV antennas? Customers who came in looking for their free battery of the month had to walk the entire length of the premises, past the CB radios and stereo headphones and remote-controlled racing cars. Nothing would stop them. On the first day of every month, like clockwork, those customers came in waving their little red cards. I would look up from my programming and wave them to the back of the store. It didn't matter that the batteries were only worth 29 cents. It didn't matter that most of them were already half dead. They came, they grabbed. And as far as I can remember, not one of them ever paid for a damned thing.
That sounds very Dutch, if
I
I'm
was
being
such
honest.
a crappy salesman. I was young and foolish. I thought my education in game design was happening at the keyboard. I almost missed the lesson coming through the front door. Fortunately, I wasn't the only person fooling around with games on micros. All over the country, people like me were experimenting. Scott Adams was coding what would soon become the world's first commercial adventure game. Remember adventure games? My future employer, Infocom, was being founded, along with other legendary companies like Online Systems, Sirius, Personal Software, and SSI. Those were exciting times. Teenagers were making fortunes. Games were cheap and easy to build.
Feeling so young,
slate
I understand
was
like
clean.
none of those names. I've
But
never
in
heard of those
1979,
names.
the biggest news in gaming had nothing to do with computers. On the morning of the autumn equinox, September 20th, a new children's picture book appeared in the stores of Great Britain. This picture book was rather peculiar. It consisted of 15 meticulously detailed color paintings, illustrating a slight whimsical
Yeah,
tale
oh.
about a rabbit delivering a jewel to the moon. On the back jacket of the book was a color photograph of a real jewel, shaped like a running rabbit, 5 inches long, fashioned of 18-karat gold, suspended with ornaments and bells, together with a sun and moon of blue quartz. According to the blurb underneath, this very jewel had been buried somewhere in England. Clues pointing
Ooh.
to its location
ARG,
were concealed in
ARG.
the text and in the pictures of the book. The treasure would belong to whoever found it first. The book was called Masquerade. It was created by an eccentric little man with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief named Kit Williams. Within days, the first printing was sold out, and the empire that never sleeps found itself in the grip of rabbit fever. Excited readers attacked the paintings with rulers, compasses, and
I
protractors.
see.
Magazine articles and TV specials dissected the clues, floated theories, and followed with keen delight the reckless exploits of the fanatics. One obscure park, unfortunately known by the nickname Rabbit Hill, was so riddled with holes excavated by
No
misguided
way.
treasure seekers that the authorities had to erect signs assuring the public that no gold rabbits were to be found there. Some hunters ended up seeking psychological counseling for their obsession. The craze leapt over the Atlantic Ocean
Wait,
and invaded
what?
America, France, Italy, and Germany. It sold over 1 million copies in a few months, a record unrivaled by any children's title until the advent of Harry Potter. Over 150,000 copies were sold in foreign translations, including 80,000 copies in Japanese, despite the fact that the puzzle was only solvable in English.
Wait, that is so
It didn't
cool.
matter that the Masquerade jewel was only worth a few $1,000s. Many seekers spent far more than that in their months of exploration and travel. It was the thrill of the chase, the possibility of being the one. Treasure hunts, secret messages, and hidden things seem to exert an irresistible appeal. They're fun
Wouldn't
to
have
look
thought.
for and to talk about. And this fact of human psychology has been exploited
Really
in
would
computer
enjoy
games
this.
since the earliest days. It finds expression in the hidden surprises we call Easter eggs. Atari's Stephen Wright is credited with coining this term in the first issue of Electronic Games magazine. The first Easter egg in a commercial computer game appeared in an early Atari 2600 cartridge called, simply enough, Adventure. By a sequence of unlikely movements and obscure manipulations, players could discover a secret room where the words "created by Warren Robinette" appeared in flashing letters. Over the decades, Easter eggs and their evil twin, cheat codes, have become an industry within an industry. Entire magazines and websites are now devoted to their carefully orchestrated discovery and
Yeah, but Easter eggs
dissemination.
are so fun.
They're part of our toolkit, our basic vocabulary, the language of computer game design.
And not necessarily
Computer
only
gamers
computer,
may have
by
been
the
the
way.
first to refer to hidden surprises as Easter eggs, but we certainly weren't the first to use them. Painters, composers, and
Thank you.
artists of every discipline
There you go.
have been hiding stuff in their works for centuries. The recent advent of VCRs and Laserdisc players with freeze-frame capability exposed decades of secret Disney erotica.
Really?
Thomas Kincaid, the self-appointed painter of light, amuses himself by hiding the letter N in his works. A number beside his signature indicates how many N's are hidden in each painting. Picasso, Dali, Raphael, Poussin, and dozens of other painters concealed all kinds of stuff in their paintings. A favorite trick was hiding portraits of themselves, their families, friends, and fellow artists in crowd scenes. El Greco loved dogs, but the Catholic Church forbid him from including any in his sacred paintings. So he hid them, usually within the outlines of celestial clouds.
That is so
Composer
smart.
Dmitri Shostakovich chafed under the political censorship imposed by the Soviet Ministry of Culture. His symphonies and chamber works are loaded with hidden signatures and subversive subtexts, which, had they been recognized, would have sent him to Siberia.
Really? That's
Mozart's opera,
what?
The Magic Flute, is filled with musical allusions to the rituals of the Freemasons, the ancient secret society of which he and his mentor Haydn were members. But the most famous purveyor of Easter eggs is that champion of the late Baroque, the ultimate musical nerd, Johann Sebastian Bach. Bach was a student of gematria, the art of assigning numeric values to letters of the
Wait, it
alphabet.
has a name?
A
Gematria?
equals 1, B equals 2,
Okay, noted.
C equals 3, etc. By comparing, sequencing, or otherwise
art, by the way.
manipulating these numbers, secret messages can be concealed. Bach took particular delight in the geometrical numbers 14 and 41. 14 is the sum of the initials of his last name, B equals 2,
Okay.
A equals 1, C equals 3, and H equals 8. 41 is the sum of his expanded initials, J.S. Bach. These two numbers show up over and over again in Bach's compositions. One of the better-known examples is his setting of the chorale Vor deinem Thron. The first line of the melody contains exactly 14 notes, and the entire melody, from start to finish, contains 41. Another of Bach's favorite games was the puzzle canon. A canon is a melody that sounds good when you play it on top of itself, a little bit out of sync. Frère Jacques and Row, Row, Row Your Boat are familiar examples of simple, two-voice canons. But a canon can employ any number of voices, and you don't have to play each voice the same way either.
Not 14,
You can
right?
change the octave, transpose the key, invert the pitch, play it backwards,
Wait,
or
what?
any combination. Finding melodies that make good multi-voice canons is a fussy and
Oh.
difficult art, of which Bach was an undisputed master.
Wait, that's so cool.
Now, in a puzzle canon,
I want to learn more.
the composer specifies the basic melody and the number of voices, but not the relationship of the voices. The student has to figure out the position and key of each voice, and whether to perform them inverted and/or backwards. Bach wrote quite a number of puzzle canons. The most famous, BWV 1076, is part of a fascinating story. One of Bach's students was a fellow by the name of Lorenz Misler.
Wait, give me one sec while I pause it, because remember the puzzle, canon puzzle? Solve the same puzzle again and again with additional rules. Wait, what? I do remember. I had not put that one, like, I had not put those two together. Oh, wait, we have ads. That's a great moment for a break, actually. Nice. I did not put one and one together there. Oh, wow. That is so cool. So cool. Also, Faye is sleeping. Finally. She has to be so tired. During the break. Check out the art channel. Will do. We have a break anyway. Oh, I'm plugging in my headphones. Let me switch over. Let's see. Art channel. Oh my gosh! We have Faye fan art. Oh, shouldn't say that name too loud. Oops. That is so cute. People can be so... Okay, wait. So this makes me think... Okay, let's start from the beginning, because otherwise this is going to be a very weird jump. It's a long video. I think we need a full eclipse. We're only here. So I'll check in a moment. So we were walking through the city. Are you enjoying the witness so far? I have completed the challenge and I have been going through the elevator. So I don't know how much so far kinda applies anymore. But hi, welcome. Completion is life. Yes. Yeah. Well, today is probably like I'm gonna go around and find some more environmental puzzles. And I think that's gonna be like for a while at least the last I'm gonna do of the witness, because it's been a lot of streams so far and it's meh. Hard to tell. Some people reach. Wait, they do, but you need to have everything solved, no? Well, I mean, I guess we also did a whole lot of environmental puzzles in the meantime, and some people may not have figured those out, I guess. But no spoilers, that's very, very true. Thanks, Lexi. But yeah, so we were walking. I was just talking about my puppy. She's dreaming. It's so cute. I've got a puppy since Wednesday, and we went out today and we went to like a city center. There were a lot of people, obviously, because it's Saturday and it's a city center. But some of those people are so like, show the pup. I can pull it up on Discord. There is a picture in the Discord. Let me see. Adorable pets. And then I went open in browser. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Some of the people are just so... She was sleeping at some point and they just came at her and they were, you know... Oh, there is still a... Oh, now you made me curious again. I want to window capture the picture. Does it show up? Yes, it does. Here is my beloved. That's her. She's so cute. She is so cute. And she's so tiny. They just came at her and like she was sleeping. So I'm like, I think she's sleeping, you know, like don't pet her. And they just continued, like to the point where I had to turn like myself in between, like my shoulder in between her and this picture is so cute. I will give credit where credit's due. This was not taken by me. This was taken by our previous owner. But it is, I think, one of the cutest pictures. There are other pictures that are also very cute, but mostly because she's in the weirdest positions. Wait, I can probably show that to you, I think. Yeah, I will. What kind of pupper is she? She is I think you say it's a cross, right? Like a crossbreed, something like that. Between a border collie and a Nova Scotia duck-talling retriever, which is like one of the smaller retrievers. She has her head and the little like white socks that she has. That's very Nova Scotia. The color is very much from the border, like the border collie. And in her tail, she has like 5 white hair in her tail. Like, it's so cute. You were going to judge myself. Well. Let me see if I can pull up the pic. I had an image from yesterday. I don't know if I have it available here. I think I should. Yes. I don't know. Don't ask. Apparently it was very, very, very comfortable. Her name's Faye. F-A and then a Y. F-A-Y. Without the E. Almost. The more uncomfortable it looks, the better the nap. Apparently. Yeah, she slept like that for well, at some point, like, her butt, like, came down from the cushion as well. I think the cushion's a little bit big for her still. She keeps, like, she keeps rolling off and sliding off and... Yep. So, that's Buffy sleeping. She's so cute. But yeah, the image that Speedy said, like the fan art, that really made me think of the way that I had to like protect her from eager patting hands today when she was sleeping. uh let's go back. Here we go. But she's doing real well. I'm very proud of her. Today, when we got back, she was very what do you call that? She was acting out. Felt like bullying almost. But before that, she's been great. At the zoomies, no, not the, she loves to bite. Mom thinks that she might be very early with like her teeth, changing her teeth. Cause she bites anything, like preferably hands. It's like the only way she knows how to play is by biting hands. It's like, let's not. But yeah, she wanted to bite everything. She has been biting like she even tried biting cables. Hence the warning. You know, if my internet drops, probably blame Faye. Are you looking after her alone? Mostly alone, but I've got my mom and my sister. She also offered to help. But yeah, she's really gonna be like my pupper. She is my pupper. Yep. But yeah, I've got some people that I can count on, you know, in case I need to go somewhere for a long time, or as in you can't really leave her alone that much yet. You can buy cable protectors and plug boxes to stop her jumping on cable protectors? Wait. Oh, like those. Yeah. True. Well, she just I think that's one of the first things that she is learning, because she has been doing so less and less, except for like a moment ago. That she shouldn't do that. Puppy mats are garbage. Well, you see, where she came from, like in her, like the place where her litter stayed, they already had puppy mats, so she is used to them. She isn't yet very well in like timing or an aim, but she tries. Like she obviously tries, except for once again right before stream, but that was just bullying. But is Jasper like how is toilet training with Jasper going? No, yeah, to be fair, like toilet training with Faye, that's not too much of an issue. It's for me it's really like the biting. Like I love to play with her, or I would love to play with her, but the only way she knows how to play together is by biting, and that's kind of very, very, very sharp. Was stressful, but he always goes a second. Nice. That's relatively quick as well, right? Like, how long have you had him for? A lot of accidents? Yeah. Yeah, they kind of have like trivial communicating properties still a bit. Puppies have the most wonderful little needles for teeth. Yes, both teeth as well as like their nails. Because I already lost like one pair of jeans. Also, my car seat is looking awful because she keeps like getting stuck, and I do have like a fabric that I put on the seat, but you know it doesn't stay as well as it should. So yeah, just hit 20 weeks. Oh, that's so cute. That's oh. He must have been growing like a lot then, right? Isn't that like the moment where they really hit like the growth spurt? Also, doesn't that also mean you're almost in puberty time? So, well, enjoy it while it lasts, I guess. The Kong baby toys are amazing. Yes, agreed. He's becoming a teen. Uh-oh. Good luck. 7.7 kilos. Wow. Faye was measured half a week ago, and she was 1.5. Like, oh. 7.7. Do you know how much that roughly like on average he should be when he's all grown? Yeah, we went from listening to all these puzzles and computer science stuff and watching an eclipse to talking puppies. Eh. But I mean, there isn't much better to talk about than puppies, is there? You know, they're just great. Puppies are the real meaning. Agreed. Agreed. Just baby animals, I guess, in general. But mostly like puppies. Puppies are the best. I think the creators of the Windows would concur. There you go. But yeah, I mean, not that I don't like talking about puppies and talking about Faye, but Puck told me in a whisper to ask you whether or not Taiji is a game I should consider getting. Ooh. Um, if I'm honest, I love Taiji more than I love The Witness. Taiji is better, I think, at like leading people through what they need to do. Um, plus, yeah, no, I think that is the main reason. That is the main reason. Jonathan Blow helped out in testing. Oh, cool. I read a Steam review that said the exact opposite thing. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where, just as how some people find one type of puzzle easier than the other, whereas other people have the exact same around. The exact opposite way around. There we go. Maybe that's the same with this, where a puzzle struggled with learning to Gene the Witness really worked well for them. No, no, I mean, not in terms of puzzles, right? In terms of like puzzles itself, I feel like they're kind of equal in terms of like difficulty and how easy it is to find. Granted, Witness, like because of the point of view is more immersive and therefore is able to put in more immersive puzzles. Um, Taiji doesn't have that because of the point of view. Found Taiji a lot easier for the very reason of playing the Witness. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what you're looking for. The conflicting views, like being because I played Taiji first, right? Yeah, hi Q. Hi, hello, and hi. Welcome. What game you play first is a strong influence on how you feel. Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, isn't that the same for like Doctor Who? Isn't like the first Doctor Who you watched always the one you like best? Well, not always, but overall speaking. I feel like everyone I talk to about Doctor Who tends to think that. Especially like when you consider just the new ones. Star Trek or insert intellectual property. Unless your first Doctor was Eccleston. I guess. I guess. Well, that's not quite true. That's not quite true. There are like on Comic-Con there are these they always have this whiteboard and then they ask which doctor which of the new season, how do you say that, new series, I think, Doctor on like was the best. um I think all of the doctors got like votes for that, so I think they called it the new series. Yeah, something like that. Actually, I agree. My first doctor. Ooh, who was your first doctor then? Poster chicken hydrate will do, thank you. Hydrate done. Poster check also done. Oh, I'm so sorry. I woke up Faye, but she's so sleepy. Eyes are closed again. Stopped watching Doctor Who because it released infrequently. I binged it when yeah, I think Matt Smith was just ending his Doctor arc, and then everything was no, that's not true. Everything of his was on Netflix, so I watched that. The rest wasn't on Netflix, so I couldn't watch it. There you go, Eccleston. No one's, no one's favorite is Eccleston. Kinda still fits there, I guess. Matt Smith is a good, decent second. I really loved Matt Smith as the Doctor. Granted, like his arc is like the only one I fully watched. From the other ones, I've just seen bits and pieces, so that also doesn't help, I guess. But what I've seen was like meh. Yeah, but John Hurt was amazing. John Hurt, just whatever he did was just great. I feel like I haven't seen anything. Well, like his work doesn't reach too much, hasn't reached over here that well. But all the things I have seen of him were like, yeah, great. I mean, I mean, even like my favorite series of all time is Merlin. Um, and why? Like he played one of the most annoying characters ever, but he did so very well, very convincingly. Yep. I feel like the more interesting favorite shootout would be the companions. Probably. Probably. Yeah. Yep. But don't like I don't know. Isn't it weird to pitch companions together when they're so tied together with their well, when usually they are so tied together with their doctor. Ah, I see. But you say almost, so who do you not hate then? Then after that we'll go back to the film. Otherwise, we're never finishing that. Most of them are plainly, eh. Yeah, I can see that. I don't remember which companion it was, but oh, it was Souffle Girl. Oh, you liked her? Uh-oh. I was about to say the Souffle Girl. I think was the one that I found so annoying that I just zoned out most of the time. Well, no, I'm sorry. 6 hour stream for 50 of it is puppies. Yes, well, puppies. We're not talking puppies anymore, though. Also, I can't do a 6 hour stream today. We have MCC Watch Party. We have MCC Watch Party at 9. Maybe I was just biased because it was so sick of Ori and Amy. I get that too. That just continued a little bit too long. Like, I kind of loved. I think I loved the idea behind them. Do a watch party with all viewers as well. Yeah, do a live watch party. No, 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 no. That's bad streaming. Uh, that's bad streaming ethics. Ethics, I think. They need to have been disposed of one of two. Yeah, because at some point it just, I think they were still in because they were fan favorites, but it just they were there because people wanted them to be there. I know because they still had a story to tell. That's bad storytelling. That's like me. That's good. Thank you. Yes, I was looking for that word. Wait. Rosie, you got ads? And get pleasure out of being obnoxiously rude while discussing their fate. No, no, no. I mean, did you get ads like now when you came in? Because if so, I don't know, see how I can riot. Because I'm gonna be so annoyed if that is because there shouldn't be pre-roll ads right now. So that would make me very, very upset. Oh, okay, good. Oh, you got me worried there for a moment. But yeah, bad etiquette. We won't restream what other people are streaming live. Does not sound good. Not unless we have permission to do so. I don't know how it works, but I watch many other streamers as well. Do you have Nitro? It's called Nitro, isn't it? Nitro's Discord. Turbo. It's called Turbo. That's the one. No. Oh. Lucky you. I guess over there they don't have a lot of ads then. Okay. Lucky you. Lucky you. We had squirrel upon squirrel, didn't we? We were watching this very long film in The Witness. And then we got sidetracked because there were ads and we had to fill the time. Um Wait, see, it doesn't make sense again. The ads. Because it says ad starts in 47 minutes, but the pre-roll ads are only off for 38 more. Something is wrong with Twitch's ad thing. And I'm not here for it, because that's less than 2 hours. It's tiring, it's so tiring, Twitch. Why? Did you also know, by the way, that's also very annoying. Apparently there are... You guys know, like, Moobbot and such? Nightbot has something similar, where you can, like, schedule ads like that. It's for partners. It's not for affiliates. Like, Twitch sensible speed limit. You have Twitch horsepower. No comment. But yeah, we were watching the film and then got sidetracked with puppies and with sci-fi and stuff, I guess. But let's continue.
Of the Society of Musical Science.
Right.
This
How
elite,
long?
invitation-only institution devoted itself to the study of Pythagorean philosophy and the union of
1/3,
music
maybe?
and mathematics.
What's not to love about
Its
puppies?
distinguished
Very, very
membership
true.
reads like a who's who of German composers, including Handel, Telemann, and eventually Mozart. Applicants for membership in the society were required to submit an oil portrait of themselves, along with a specimen of original music.
Wait, huh?
With nerdly efficiency, Society member number 14 decided to combine these admission requirements into a single work. He sat for a portrait with Elias Hausmann, official artist at the court of Dresden. This portrait, which now hangs in the gallery of the town hall in Leipzig, is the
Bach
only
wants to do
indisputably authentic image
a group of
Bach
musical nerds. He
in
sounds about it,
existence.
yeah. Well, not just musical, but also art.
The Hausmann portrait shows Bach dressed in a formal coat with exactly 14 buttons.
That's so smart.
In his hand is a sheet of music paper, upon which is written a puzzle canon for 6 simultaneous voices. In 1974, a manuscript was discovered which proved that this canon was the 13th in a series of exactly 14 canons based on the ground theme of the famous Goldberg
what?
Variations. As if these musical gymnastics weren't enough,
Suddenly,
Bach
like, the
liked to
classics
hide
aren't just
messages in his
classics
compositions
and
by
you know,
assigning
music
notes to the letters.
for, like,
His initials,
when you wanna
BACH, correspond
focus or
to the
something.
pitch sequence B flat, A, C, and B natural in German letter notation. This theme makes its most memorable appearance in the last bars of his final composition, The Art of Fugue, published soon after his death in 1750. The word fugue comes from the Latin fuga, which means flight, as in running away. So the art of fugue is the art of flight, the art of taking a theme and running with it. Bach wrote hundreds of fugues, but none as sublime as this sequence of 14. In the last and most complicated fugue in the series, the first and second sections develop normally. This is followed by the BACH signature, and then suddenly, without any warning
now we're
or
diving a little
structural
bit deep into
justification,
it. This is
the
like,
fugue stops,
sure.
dead in its tracks. One of the composer's 20 children, his son Carl Philipp Emanuel, claimed that Bach died moments after those last few notes were written. This story is probably apocryphal. The Easter
Apocryphal?
eggs in Bach's music are a pleasant obscurity, known chiefly to professors and students of Baroque music. But in March of 2002, when this lecture was first delivered, those Easter eggs were the talk of the entire classical music industry. Sitting near the top of the classical music charts that month was a compact disc on the ECM label called Morimer. It was performed by the Hilliard Choral Ensemble, together with a talented but, until then, little-known violinist, Christoph Poppen. The music on Morimer is based on a geometrical analysis of Bach's Partita in D minor for solo violin. This analysis, by German professor Helga Thon, assigns numeric values to the duration of notes, the number of bars, and the German letter notation of the partita. In doing so, she claims to have discovered
Making
the complete
notes?
text
Making
of several
notes?
liturgical ceremonies encoded in the notes. The CD presented these
Speedy
hidden
would love to
texts
have another
superimposed
music
over
cipher.
the original music. The result was strangely melancholy, dark, haunting, and very, very popular. Quite a few music critics attacked this disc. They didn't buy Professor Thon's analysis, dismissing it as a combination of numerology and canny marketing. Their caution was not without basis. Numerology is a slippery slope down which many a
Numerology is
fine
pretty
mind
funny to
has
like
slid to
dive
its
into
doom.
for like an evening if you're
Allow me
bored.
to offer an amusing anecdote from my own experience.
It's very much like
Back in the early 90s, before the
astrology, but
internet
then
took
with
off,
numbers.
one of the more popular online bulletin board systems was a service called Prodigy. I bought an account on Prodigy so I could join a fraternal interest group and gossip with fellow members around the country. One day, a stranger appeared on our bulletin board. Right away, I knew we were in trouble.
Uh-oh.
This fellow, whose name was Gary, began spouting all kinds of apocalyptic nonsense about worldwide conspiracies, secret societies, and devil worship. At first, we tried to be polite. We questioned his sources, corrected his histories, logically refuted his claims,
How was the film?
and
We
tried
got
to behave
distracted
in a civilized
a little
manner.
bit.
But instead of soothing him, our attention only made him worse. His conspiratorial warnings
That's
became
interesting.
urgent.
You would
approaching
like this a
hysteria.
whole
He
lot.
began to threaten people who disagreed with him.
It's
To coin a
about
phrase, Gary went
puzzles
all
in
uppercase.
classical music
But
and
his
stuff
most
like that
urgent
too.
warnings weren't about the gays, the Jews, the Rockefellers, or the Illuminati. According to Gary, the greatest enemy of mankind was Santa Claus.
What?
Gary
Sandy
claimed
Claus.
to possess a secret numerical formula that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Santa Claus was an avatar of the Antichrist. Intrigued, we pressed Gary to reveal his formula. In doing so, we walked right into his trap. We should have known he had a book to sell. I fell for it.
Oh.
I sent him the $15. Less than a week later, the book arrived. Above an ominous photograph of the Washington Monument was emblazoned the title, 666.
Were there
The
no
Final
spark notes?
Warning.
What was it,
Inside was
2002 or something?
494-page monster.
494
Gary reveals a
pages
simple
about
geometrical
how
formula, which
Santa
he
Claus is
claims was
bad.
developed by the ancient Sumerians. This formula assigns successive products of 6 to each letter of the alphabet. A equals 6, B equals 12, C equals 18,
Okay.
etc.
Okay.
Imagine my dismay when I applied this ancient formula to the name Santa Claus and obtained the blasphemous sum of 666, the biblical number of the beast.
Oh no.
I went on Prodigy and reported to the stunned members of our interest group that Gary was right after all. There could be no doubt that according to the unimpeachable wisdom of ancient Samaria, Santa Claus was the Antichrist. I then went on to point out several other names which, when submitted to Gary's formula, also
So
produced
many
the sum
antichrists.
666. Names like St. James, New York, and New Mexico. Soon the bulletin board was filled with discoveries like computer, Boston tea, and most sinister of all, sing karaoke.
Oh no.
Gary left us alone after that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
got
that
my $15.
that's very true. That's
But
pretty much
Gary
worth
is
it.
hardly the first person to connect secret codes to the Bible.
I don't know how well that
People have been looking
this
for
will
Easter eggs in
turn
the
up
Bible
in the
for
VOD,
hundreds of years.
because stuff has
The
been muted
Hebrew
from the witness
mystical
before.
tradition of Kabbalah can be described as a geometrical meditation on the Pentateuch. The first 5 books
Kabbalah
of
was
the
1
Old
through
Testament.
8, right?
The advent of computers has made the application of numerology to the Bible fast and efficient. The latest spate of Bible
I don't know
searching
why it
was
was only 1
instigated
through
by
8,
a book published in 1998
it was
by
weird.
Michael Drosnin, a former Wall Street Journal reporter. His book, The Bible Code, applied a skip cipher in which every nth character in a text is combined to form
Also,
a
once
message.
again, making notes, making notes.
By applying his skip cipher to the Hebrew text of the Old Testament, Drosnin claimed to have discovered predictions of World War II, the Holocaust, Hiroshima, the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin and both Kennedys, the moon landing, Watergate,
Wow.
the Oklahoma City bombing, the election of Bill Clinton, the death of Princess Di, and the comet that collided with Jupiter. He also found predictions of a giant earthquake in LA, a meteor hitting the Earth, and nuclear Armageddon, all scheduled to occur before the end of the last decade.
Why
The
not?
Bible
Why
Code
wouldn't I?
spent many weeks on the bestseller lists, spawning
Still
several
need to make a
sequels
few.
and dozens of imitators. The Bible has certainly attracted its share of crackpots. But for the real hardcore egg hunters, nothing can rival the ingenuity, the tenacious scholarship, the stubborn zeal of those who seek the answer to the ultimate literary puzzle.
The ultimate
A
literary
poisonous
puzzle?
conundrum that has squandered fortunes.
Are we still
destroyed
are we talking
careers,
about
and
the
driven healthy,
Rabbit again?
intelligent scholars to the brink of madness and beyond? Who wrote Shakespeare?
Oh, huh?
The essays and books devoted to the Shakespeare authorship problem are sufficient to fill a large library. Several such libraries actually exist. Not even a day-long tutorial, much less an hour lecture, can begin to do justice to this complex, bizarre, and dangerously tantalizing story. Nevertheless, for the unacquainted, I will attempt to summarize the issue in a few paragraphs.
Yes, please, thank you.
The undisputed facts of Shakespeare's life and career could be scribbled on the back of a cocktail napkin. We know for a fact that a man named William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in or around the village of Stratford-upon-Avon. We know that he had a wife and at least 3 children. We know he bought property in Stratford, was involved in several lawsuits with his neighbors, and died there in 1616, aged 52. We also know that during those same years, a man with a last name similar to Shakespeare worked as an actor on the London stage, eventually becoming co-owner of some of the theaters there. We also know that about the same time, a number of most excellent poems and plays were published in London under the name Shakespeare. We do not know for a fact that the landowner in Stratford and the actor in London with a similar last name were one and the same man. We do not know for a fact that either man had anything to do with the poems and the plays. All we know is that those poems and plays have, in the 400 years since their composition, come to be regarded as a pinnacle of Western culture. The works attributed to Shakespeare appear to have been written by a man or woman who knew something about just about everything. They're filled with references to mythology and classic literature, games and sports, war and weapons of war, ships and sailing, the law and legal terminology, court etiquette, statesmanship, horticulture, music, astronomy, medicine, falconry, and, of course, theater. Therein lies the problem. How could a farmer's son of uncertain schooling, from a mostly illiterate country village, a man of practically no account at all, wield such encyclopedic learning, with so much eloquence and wit, so much wisdom and human understanding? For the first 150 years, nobody questioned.
Okay, wait. Pause. What was that? Fun fact, I recall seeing on Reddit recently Shakespeare is the only modern spelling. It's only the modern during the time man was alive. Spelling was very well defined. Shakespeare himself has written his name 5+ different ways over time. Wow. Wait. Oh, Maisha. Wait, give me 1 sec. Poor Faye. Faye just woke up. Mas tu te fala, começa a comer. Yeah, that's fine. Time to get a fake cam. Puppy stream again. Yes. Puppy stream. She seems a little tired, but she's currently playing with a toy, so I guess we'll see. It's FaceTime. That one's so that is such a bad one. I love it. The only thing better than plan cam will be a FaceTime fake cam. True. Maybe one day. This video is on pause because the puppy I already learned about one game wasn't aware of from here. Other puzzle games you'll want to recommend? Do you know Antichamber? Cause that's one that I really love. It's from 2014. Graphics very simple. You have played it. I haven't played Manifold Garden yet. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, I really like Antichamber. What else? Well, if you know someone else to play together with, the We Were Here series, really nice too. But that's like what did I call that? Like asymmetrical co-op puzzle game, something like that. The We Were Here, yes. Yeah, it's like we were here too, we were here together, we were here forever. That's like the 4 games that they've made. Very cool puzzle series. Yes. Speedy is a big fan of Puzzle Agent. I myself, I'm a bit in between. Like, it's interesting. Relatively short. No, okay, yes. Don't know Puzzle. We'll note it down too. Yeah, that is one. Make sure to first read through it and check out some reviews or whatever to see if it's like up your alley. I think it's fun to watch, not to play. Yeah, I mean, Tunic. Yeah, that's still no way to play this. That's still no way to play this. If you're looking for Witness Lines Filament. Okay, and I have also been recommended. What's the one that's all about perspectives again? Can I send a link? Permit. Allow. I don't remember what the quote is. Superliminal. Yeah, that one. Yes. I've been recommended that one too. I haven't done that one yet. You can send it to me via Discord, and then I will send it to you because I can't figure out. Once again, I cannot figure out how to allow people to send stuff. Or how to allow them. I think it was something like permit, but I don't remember. I really should have bought it, but ended up watching a YouTube video. Ooh. Fez? Fez is interesting. Fez is a 3D, but then 2D puzzle game. It's a mix between 2D and 3D. It's a very interesting kind of puzzle. I haven't seen anything like it. You play Portal 1 and 2. You gotta go again. Okay. See you later. Thank you. There we go. That's the spoiler-free review from Tunic. That's the one. Let me see. What else do we have? We have done. I really like Figment, but Figment is a mix between puzzle and fighting. It's an adventure puzzle game made by a great YouTuber. You're saying that. You're saying that. And Figment recently released their second game, like Figment 2 Creed Valley. One was more puzzle minded than two. So there's that. I think that's all I've got for you at the moment. Thanks for all the recommendations. If you want to, immediately plugging some advertising for myself too. In the Discord we have a suggestions channel, and seeing as how I mostly play puzzle games, there are a lot of recommendations regarding puzzles, good puzzle games in there. You could like take a stroll through that as well if you want to. Like, there are probably quite a few good ones in there as well. Cool. Okay. Yes, let's go back to Witness. Oh, right. I wanted to quit. I wanted to stop, pause, because I don't like those that stuff about Shakespeare. Like, I mean, there were multiple people with the name, and then we just assumed that it was not the person we thought it was because we don't think he would have been able to produce. Like, what? Got so many servers on my Discord as it is. I feel like it lags. Oh yeah, no, that's not good. Oh, we gotta be careful there. That said, the Discord is a very, very cool place. If you like, by the way, if you really like puzzles, we currently have the puzzle hunt going on. I have been releasing a lot of puzzles all over social media, like wherever you can find me, pretty much. Well, whatever is linked to my Discord profile, that is. And you can if you completed like first out of everyone, you can win gift subs or a Steam key if you want. Steam game key. But mostly it's just a whole lot of fun, I have been told, and I kind of hope to. But for that, yeah, yeah, not half of that also takes place in the Discord. So, well, not half of it, but quite a bit. Tunic looks cool, very expensive right now. Oh, darn it! I cannot remember seeing it be like at a discount. So maybe that should maybe that will come soon then. But Tunic, yeah, like in terms of graphics, that one's really cool too. Also, Tunic has I don't think those are spoilers because it doesn't matter a whole lot. There is writing in there, but the writing is their own language. So all of I don't know whether you can like actually like decrypt it. I think you can, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's pretty cool. Fez has that same thing, by the way. But for Fez, it is Fez definitely is like English, but then with like a substitution cipher. I don't think that was the case for Tunic. Thanks for the puzzle recommendation for Neil from me. Okay. Well, to be fair, Speedy has something similar. You don't need social media accounts in order to be able to participate. Like, you can watch, for example, if we go about like Twitter about tweets, you can watch tweets without having a Twitter account. And that should hold, apart from like Discord and, well, you can watch Twitch without a Twitch account, right? But obviously you already have that, so that wouldn't be an issue. But I think apart from Discord, you should be able to see everything. Yo, spoilers? No spoilers. No spoilers. Because what are the ones? What are the ones that are linked? Totoro is among them anyway. So. Oh, we've done Twitter before. Twitter has been used in a previous puzzle hunt. So. Recall being quite unhappy with how it ended. Oh, those spoilers. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that message. Not reading the rest of the message. Baba Is You was fun, but lost enthusiasm. Baba Is You has a very, very steep learning curve. Yeah. No, it's alright. Just yeah, no spoilers. Spoiler free. But yeah, we are playing Fez Sorta. It's one of the games that we go back to when we like need another small puzzle game. So it's being played on this channel Sorta, like now, sort of. Just as we've been playing Witness for weeks. That's alright. It's alright. No big worries. No big worries. Going to do a stream called Spoiler Sunday, open session. I will point everyone to you. I hate spoilers. Any game, any movie, anything. No, I hate it. I'm so sorry, Lexi. 1 of 9? Okay, wait, but they can't hear me, so I'm just gonna send a dot. Like, yeah, we're gonna send this one. We'll wait. But yeah, we have managed to go to the next yes. Which added the spoiler time. Yes, it did. Well, I saw there were a bunch of stars, right? Yeah. Yeah, there it was too many symbols. Confess all your secret pains while the ads are on. First time chatting. What is this game? It's nah, it's nothing. It's just, you know, you sit here and you watch and that's it. It's not much of a game going on. No one will hear them. You're talking to chat, right? No. Oh, we're getting all timeouts today. Wait for me. I already played the looker. Or Stream Elements is bullying my viewers. Stream Elements, knock it off. Yeah, I played Looker first, and then Taiji, and then The Witness. Because that made sense. No, I don't know. who recommended the Looker. Someone recommended it. I was like, okay, sure. And then it turned out to be like it turned out to be like based on Witness. Like, all right. Yeah, well, to be fair, the Looker actually had the jump scare. For me, at least, I guess. This one has just been all kinds of tension. Also, Vita, you back? Vita. Fantastic. I hope you're back. I'm sorry for Stream Elements bullying you, and well, yeah, it should be done now, so. Did it do? Did it do? It did. Yes, it did. It was enough of a jump scare. I'm back, you're back, welcome back. I'm so sorry. The last message that you sent, or the last message that I could see at least, it was too long, so it didn't come through. It wasn't sure. Yeah, no, you can talk, but the last message was too long, so it deleted it. I don't I haven't figured out how to make Stream Elements only delete like the message that kind of, violates, and not to do everything like previously as well. Like, bruh. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger either, but there was a person standing there all of a sudden, and I think there was a very loud noise. Didn't like it. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, there was definitely a jump scare. Anyway, where is the witness? The witness has like dropped down in my like currently active screens like a lot. Let's go back.
The traditional history of the Bard. Then
wait. Was only my random ads anyway. Yeah, since this week I am since yesterday actually, I am trying to figure out like what is easier in terms of like ads, what is better, what people like better. Because I used to run 1 minute every 20 minutes, but then, people missed little bits of everything, and it was very difficult for me to like halt every 20 minutes. So now we're doing 3 minutes every hour, but Twitch breaks with that. Twitch kind of refuses to do that properly, which is even more annoying, might I add. So we're not there yet. We are figuring it out. But pre-roll ads are the worst, so I do need to do my 3 minutes per hour, I'm afraid. You only make like 20 cents? No, well, it's not about the money, it's about the stupid pre-roll ads. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Like, pre-rolls are worse than planned ads. You cannot convince me otherwise. Hopefully the new CEO will shoot them out back. Uh-huh. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. But yeah, it would be great to have a good like ad strategy, because the way that, like this, because now again, right, next ad starts in 1 hour and 13 minutes, but pre-rolls are only on for 56 minutes. Like, how does that work? It doesn't. It means I have to like manually keep an eye on my timer to make sure I wouldn't run my 3 minutes per hour, because otherwise we have pre-roll ads. It sucks. And it doesn't work. And I hate it. Like, either give a functionality that works, or do not give the opportunity to use it. Because this is just frustrating. It's the same when that stupid program at my work says, if it's a null, I will just pretend that it's not there. And then it doesn't, and it gives errors. Yeah, that's my rant. I'm sorry. That's like that's my user experience research pet peeve. I seem to remember someone doing research finding really long streams to be better. Like 10 hours? I think it very much differs. It very much depends on your content and on your viewer base. I prefer pre-roll ads. I don't get jump scared with those. That too. That too. Can we not, like, YouTube has this really great countdown of being like, you'll get ads in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want that. Please give me a countdown. Then again, I mean, their strategy works because I was so annoyed by ads that I did the turbo thing where you don't get ads wherever. So, yeah, well, I guess their strategy works. Use Twitch Turbo to get my... Yeah, exactly. I won't feel like I miss stream content. Especially for small streamers, pre-roll ads are really, really bad because people click into your stream, see an ad, click out of the stream. Like you don't even get the chance to be like, hey, welcome. Thank you, Stream Elements. You're not working, are you? Right, I had to turn you off because you're not working. Timer. Let's turn the ad thing off. There we go. Going to sound nasty, but I've started to build up a habit of closing tabs a moment. Okay. No, I mean, to each their own. To each their own. And obviously, because there are so many different strategies, there are so many different types of enjoyers of content too. Who want to television? Yeah, true. I get that. I get that. Which is why I'm trying real hard to break when we hit those 3 minutes. I haven't found the right strategy yet because as you can see, we have ads and then everything pauses for 15 minutes. Yeah, and I get that. I get that. It's, yeah, as a streamer, you kind of have to find the balance. But like, once again, I hate pre-roll ads with a passion, so those have been vetoed. Well, I'm trying to, but Twitch is trying to force me into them. Huh. But, you know, we'll figure it out. Should we go back? We should probably go back. Wait, what were we talking about again? Shakespeare. And how Shakespeare is not written by the Shakespeares that we know of. I'm judging your approach, but I have ad block, or I'm being treated like a walking wallet. See, that also is a strategy. That also is a strategy. Once again, for me, ads are just, you know, they're like this necessary evil. I get to choose 2 of them. It's either planned ads or pre-roll ads. Yeah. Yeah. So, there we go. What? Is that a reference that I'm not getting? Probably is, isn't it? Is that a math joke? Then I don't get it. Sounds like a math joke. It doesn't do much for Twitch. Oh, is that like an ad blocker? Oh. It's an open source ad blocker. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Yeah, I think Twitch has been trying to go against ad blockers as much as they could. Yeah. I just got a thought. Wouldn't it be great if, to a certain degree, viewers themselves would be able to, like, decide whether they, like, when they want the ads? As in, do we want pre-rolls or not? Guess it comes with its own issues. But that's actually smart. Well, I'm trying to think of why they wouldn't do that. I can't really think of a reason, because then just, you cater ads actually to, what the viewers like. If I could decide when to play ads, I would whitelist Twitch immediately from my blockers. See, there you go. Get a streamer to pick a list of ads they like. I mean, yeah, let's not open the can of worms that is only having ads that you agree with on your stream, right? That's like I think that's like 20 steps down the line. I mean, I guess in terms of like streamer wise, but I would only count for like the big streamers. Because if there's pre-roll ads, I guess you don't get as much like ad revenue. But as Lexi said, ad revenue is what, 20 cents a month or something like that. So that doesn't count. That's like, okay, also, while we're ranting about ads, how about ads on VODs? What's going on there? Curating ads is a minefield. Like, yes, exactly. Why is that bad? It's not bad. It's just currently there is like there is no way. There were people who did not want Hogwarts Legacy ads on their content. Twitch currently does not have a way to allow for people to take care of that. We are talking about ads. Yeah, we're talking about Twitch ads. The algorithm is already curating ads, I think, right? I don't know. Is it? Does Twitch have an algorithm in terms of ads? Isn't it just like country based? Like location based? I thought it was. I don't think they have much of an algorithm going on. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Twitch honestly is. Well, you are Twitch, so we're gonna be careful there. But then what alternative would you do? YouTube? YouTube isn't there yet either. Problem is that advertisers are given the choice where they want ads. Streamers don't get to have the same control. Never mind viewers. Yeah. Which sort of makes sense in some weird, like, business-minded way. Because they're the one who pay for the ads. But then again, without the consumers who actually, like, watch your ads, then there will not be anyone who will pay for the ads. So technically speaking, shouldn't viewers, like, sort of get a say? If you think Twitch isn't desperately interested in improving the I think we also have that new platform. Yeah, I've heard dangerous stuff about that one. I will not touch it even with a 10-foot stick. Yeah, I will be listening to reports about that while staying away for right now, I think. If you aren't the one paying, you are the product. Ooh, that yeah, that sounds about right. But Twitch is looking for improving their ads, but I do think their values line up differently from ours. Well, I think we can safely say that. Yeah. I think everyone knows that. This is such a weird stream. Oh, because we're watching a video and there just keep appearing squirrels everywhere. Squirrel upon squirrel. We have a whole forest filled. Ja, is nog water, toch? Nee, dat is nog. Faye woke up. Whenever I'm like pouring water, she wakes up. She loves water. There are a couple of birds that have turned everything. Well, I think people forget that internet has been moving so fast to the point where I believe it has been moving faster than like rules and policies have been able to keep up. So for a very long, if you want to jump to such a, no, that's all right. It's interesting. It's all interesting. But we probably should go back to the film soon. Yeah, but too fast for us to keep up, I think. I am thinking I talked about this the other day with someone, and I'm trying to think what exactly we said about that. Oh, it's for example about how, like, right now people are very focused on privacy, security, and that kind of stuff, right? But content from, say, 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, people weren't as knowledgeable about the dangers of internet. So, and even more so, there is still content from back then that doesn't hold to the current privacy and security standards because it has changed so much, which kind of is a dangerous kind of thing. But how are you supposed to go back, like, from now through like all of those years and all of the content? Because once again, internet content is just extremely fast. So how are you supposed to move back and then re-implement all the information that we've got, like, now, right? With new technologies right now, people make sure that there are relatively easy ways to make such changes, like, later. That wasn't back then. And also back then, if you were like if you were there at the right place at the right time and you were one of the only ones. I mean, take YouTube. YouTube was very, like, what do you call it? Unique in what it did, I guess. And it was just like right there, right time, there at the right time, right place, right advertising, I guess. And look at how big it grew just because it's been there for so long. Like, even if you have a new competitor that, well, for whatever reason is better than YouTube because it doesn't have like all the backlog, it's not going to be able to compete as easily. So Google, Facebook, Discord. Yup. Small communities can't really exist anymore without being tangled up. True. Very true. Very true. I remember having TeamSpeak or Mumble service for voice. Yeah, I mean, it's another way of, what do you call it? Like, the rich getting richer. It's like the big ones just getting bigger and swallowing all the small ones. Except once again, because internet moves fast, you see it very, very quickly. Because it happens very quickly. Anyway, let's go back to Shakespeare.
18th century, Reverend James Wilmot, a distinguished scholar who lived just a few miles north
I'm
of
completely
Stratford,
lost
decided
on
to
what we
write
were
a
doing.
biography of the famous playwright. Dr. Wilmot believed that a man as well educated as Shakespeare must have owned a fairly extensive library, despite the fact that not a single book or manuscript is mentioned in his will.
Okay, fine. Here we go again. About Shakespeare. You do realize that not all knowledge It's knowledge that you come across when reading, right? Like so far, I've really enjoyed this part, like this film, this video. But I know he's just like reiterating like theories that have been like said throughout, like I don't know how often. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. Not exactly. It's just summarizing the controversy. It's just yeah, yeah.
Over the years, he speculated, some of those books must have found their way into local collections. And so, the good Reverend Doctor scoured the British countryside, taking inventory of literally every bookshelf within 50 miles of Stratford.
Well, someone had some time
Not
to
a
spare.
single book from the library of William Shakespeare was discovered. Neither were there found any letters to, from, or about Shakespeare. Furthermore, no references to the folklore, local sayings, or distinctive dialect of the Stratford area could be found in any of Shakespeare's writings. After 4 years of painstaking research, Dr. Wilmot concluded, to his own dismay, that only one person contemporary with Shakespeare of Stratford had ever demonstrated the wide-ranging education and expressive talent needed to compose those poems and plays. That man was the multilingual author, philosopher, and statesman, inventor of the scientific method, chancellor to the courts of Queen Elizabeth
Inventor of
and King
scientific
James,
method. Oh.
Sir Francis Bacon. Dr. Wilmot never dared to publish his theory, but before he died, he confided it to a friend, James Cowell, who, in 1805, repeated it to a meeting of the Ipswich Philosophical Society.
Wait,
The members
what?
of the society were suitably outraged, and the scandalous matter was quickly forgotten. Then, in 1857, a lady from Stratford, Connecticut, published a book called The Philosophy of the Plays of Shakespeare Unfolded. In this book,
It's always a
Miss Delia
dangerous
Bacon,
title,
no
Unfolded.
relation to Francis, claimed that the works of Shakespeare were written by a
Vitastic
secret
is now
cabal of
following.
British nobility,
Thank you for the
including Sir
follow.
Walter Raleigh and Sir Philip Sidney, as well as Sir Francis Bacon. Delia Bacon's book electrified the world of letters.
No, that's alright.
Battle
That's alright. Thank
lines
you so
were
much for the
drawn
follow.
between the
I'm
orthodox
glad.
Stratfordians and the heretical Baconians. Literary societies and scholarly journals were formed to debate the evidence. Hundreds of pamphlets, newspaper articles, and essays were published defending each side and ridiculing the opposition with that self-aggrandizing viciousness peculiar to
I guess this is
tenured
just another
academics.
example of,
Armed with her explosive book,
you know,
Delia
people getting
Bacon
outraged
journeyed
about,
to Stratford
like,
upon Avon, and
theory.
unbelievably,
Just like with
obtained
the
official
act
permission
hunt.
to open Shakespeare's
You're halfway through.
grave.
Look at the eclipse. Yes.
However,
It's a pretty
when
moon.
the moment came to actually lift the stone, Delia's self-doubt precipitated a catastrophic nervous breakdown.
Whoops.
She later died penniless in a madhouse.
Oh.
Around 1888, things began to get a bit out of hand. U.S. Congressman Ignatius Donnelly of Minnesota became interested in the Shakespeare controversy. One day, browsing through his facsimile copy of the First Folio of 1623, he noted that the word bacon appeared on page 53 of the Histories and
Oh,
also
no.
on page 53 of the Comedies.
Oh no.
He also noted that Sir Francis Bacon had written extensively on the subject of cryptography.
Oh, we
Donnelly
were
began
still
counting
talking about
line and
numerology,
page
weren't
numbers,
we?
adding and subtracting letters, drawing lines over sentences,
Is that a
circling
somehow
words, and
dimension
crossing them
map?
out.
How is oddly romanticized
The
in my
result was
brain?
a complex and virtually incomprehensible algorithm, which he claimed was invented by Bacon to
What
hide
fun?
secret
Uh-oh.
messages inside
Do
the
we start the
First
video again?
Folio.
No.
The greatest
Puck has an
Easter egg
amazing
hunt in
link
the
posted
history
in the
of
Discord. It
Western
has been
civilization
pinned. You can
had
watch it
begun.
by yourself.
Here are just a couple of the sillier highlights. A doctor named Orville Owen of Detroit constructed a bizarre research tool he
The
called
Wheel of
the
Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. This wheel
Back then
consisted
already.
of 2 giant wooden spools wrapped with a strip of canvas 2 feet wide and 1,000 feet long. Onto this canvas, he glued the separate pages of the complete works of Bacon, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Greene, Peele, and Spenser, together with Burton's Anatomy of Melancholy. By cranking the spools back and forth, Dr. Owen could quickly zip across the pages in search of clues and cross-references. Employing a large team of secretaries and stenographers, Owen claimed to have uncovered a complete alternative history of Elizabethan England, as well as several entirely new Shakespeare plays and sonnets. Listen to this hidden verse, supposedly penned by the mighty bard himself, which inspired Dr. Owen to build his Wheel of Fortune. Take your knife and cut all our books asunder, and set the leaves on a great firm wheel, which rolls and rolls, and turning the fickle rolling wheel, throw your eyes upon Fortune, that goddess blind, that stands upon a spherical stone, that turning and inconstant rolls in restless variation. After publishing 5 thick volumes of this rubbish, Owen announced the discovery of an anagram, indicating that Bacon's original manuscripts were buried near Chepstow Castle on the River Wye. Owen spent the next 15 years and thousands of dollars excavating the bed of the river with boat crews and high explosives. He died before anything was found. A fellow named Arnsberg wrote an entire book based on the analysis of the significance of a suspicious crack in the tomb of Bacon's mother.
What?
A Ray of Sanity finally appeared in 1957.
Thanks.
To those familiar with the science of cryptology, the name William Friedman needs little introduction. During World War II, Colonel Friedman was the head of the U.S. Army's Cryptoanalytic Bureau. He is credited with cracking the Japanese Empire's most sensitive cipher. After the war, the colonel decided to apply his expertise to the study of the Shakespeare ciphers.
What else were you supposed to do with that expertise, right?
Several of the experts in the field and prepared a detailed scientific analysis, which he published under the title The Shakespeare Ciphers Examined. His
Unless it's just, you know...
in a word, bunk.
Yes.
According to the standards of cryptologic science, not one of the hidden messages purportedly discovered in Shakespeare's works was plausible.
Okay, then it's fun, yes.
The rules used to extract these messages from the texts were non-rigorous, wildly subjective, and unrepeatable by anyone except the original decipherer.
Every time I walk around the back of the mountain,
people involved were not being
dishonest.
They were channeling their preconceptions. They were trapped in a labyrinth of delusion, mining order from chaos. Anglers in a lake of darkness. Lear, Act 3, Scene 6. You would think that Friedman's cold and ruthless exposure would be enough to silence the heretics once and for all.
Never is.
Not a chance. Books and TV specials and websites and conferences and doctoral dissertations keep right on coming. I should point out that the Shakespeare authorship issue is not only the preoccupation of
is this all just a really elaborate talk about
number of respected authors
how
and
Easter eggs, like maybe, you know, certain environmental puzzles, perhaps, aren't always worth chasing?
Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Walt Whitman, Henry James, Sam Clemens, Sigmund Freud, Orson Welles,
why do we have to
Sir
include
John
that
Gielgud.
name? Why?
Living skeptics include the artistic director of the
Must
New
listen to
Globe
this
Theatre,
before.
Mark
There
Rylance,
wasn't anything positive,
Michael
was
York,
it?
Derek Jacobi,
Please.
Kenneth Branagh, and even that most revered
Interesting
and scholarly of
conspiracy
contemporary
theory, yes.
Shakespearean actors, Keanu Reeves. The current leading candidate for the authorship is Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, a theory first proposed in 1920 by an English schoolmaster with the unfortunate name J. Thomas Looney. What is it about Bach, the Bible, and the works of Shakespeare that inspires this intense
History,
scrutiny.
probably, right? So we don't know
Nobody's
everything.
looking for acrostics in Chaucer or Keats. There are no hit CDs of the secret chorales of Wagner or
What did
Beethoven.
you do make this?
For the answer, we need to recognize the unique roles which the Bible and Shakespeare have played in the development of Western culture.
I don't know. I've been running around and come
No
across
other
like at least
single work
one
of
impossible
literature
environmental
has
puzzle.
influenced modern English more than the translation of the Holy Bible published in 1611
legacy,
under the
yeah.
auspices of King James I. The King James Bible exemplifies the meaning of the word classic. It has been called the noblest monument of English prose, the very greatest achievement of the English language.
Builds enough
It has
puzzles into his
served
game
as
to
an
encourage it.
inspiration for generations of poets,
Yes and no, right?
dramatists, musicians, politicians,
Maybe he
and
built
orators.
so many puzzles to
Countless people
discourage
have learned
it.
to
Discourage
read
it.
by repeating the phrases in this, the only book their family possessed. Our constitutions and our laws have been profoundly shaped by its cadences and imagery. But even the glory of the King James Bible, compiled by a committee of 46 editors over the course of a decade, pales before the dazzling legacy of the Swan of Avon.
Swan of
The
Avon?
lowest estimate of Shakespeare's working vocabulary is 15,000 words, more than 3 times that of the King James Bible, and twice the size of his nearest competitor, John Milton. His poems and plays were written without the aid of a dictionary or a thesaurus. They didn't exist yet. It was all in his head. When Shakespeare had a thought for which Elizabethan
Ryan
English
Moriarty,
had
hence
no
the
word,
name.
he
The,
invented
the
one.
name of Moriarty makes me
The
think
Oxford
of
English
Sherlock,
Dictionary
and that's it. I
lists
was like,
hundreds of everyday
what does he
words
have to
and
do with this? But
phrases
nothing. Okay,
which
thanks.
made their first appearance in the pages of the Bard. Addiction, alligator, assassination, bedroom, critic, dawn, design,
True.
dialogue, employer,
You did
film,
make a little
glow, gloomy, gossip,
elbow.
hint, hurry, investment, lonely,
See, that
luggage,
is
manager,
interesting. Like
switch,
he
torture,
invented words.
transcendence,
But he
wormhole,
invented words that
zany.
were very, very clear for the
Hamlet
people,
alone
right?
contains nearly 40 of these neologisms. Who today would have this audacity, this giddy exuberance of invention?
Because they still have to be clear
Only
to the
one
audience.
other English author even approaches Shakespeare's facility for coining new words: Sir Francis Bacon.
And then we're
In
back
the
to
modern
beginning.
era, the record holder is Charles Dodgson, better known as Lewis Carroll,
Lewis Carroll.
who, interestingly, also happens to be the second most quoted author in English, after Shakespeare. Everyone has been profoundly
Context tells people what the
molded
word means
by the
to a certain
influences
extent.
of the King James Bible and Shakespeare. Like it or not, all of us peer at the world through the lenses of these great works.
Mm,
They are the primary source documents of modern English thought,
TikTokification.
the style
True.
guides,
No,
of
no,
our
no, true. But that
minds.
is like combining other words.
contemplating these
make a new one.
dazzling
Like,
jewels of
I do that all the
wisdom
time
and
because English
eloquence
is weird and
gives
like
rise to an
I don't
extraordinary
know it
feeling,
well enough.
a potent,
Right.
rare,
So-
and precious emotion with the
You just
potential
know
to
the pattern,
completely
like-
upset your life.
Patterns and
An emotion
algorithms
powerful
of
enough
English,
to make a man
but then
abandon his
that's
wife
not
and
official.
children, forfeit
Frustrating.
career and reputation, lay
The
down
words
his
like elbow and
possessions,
such.
and follow
Once
his
again,
heart
okay, I'm not
without
listening
question.
anymore. Give me 1 sec, Mr. Moriarty. Words like elbow and such, I kind of want to, because those are based on old English, like as in not modern English, but the actual language that came before. That's completely different. Like how I wonder whether it was similar to like TikTokification, as in we know the word TikTok and we know the idea behind ification, right? Like that's used in so many similar words? Like, do things like the word elbow, like all the words that he just mentioned, was that the same? Twitch. 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 Not everything is bad. Lonely feels like an original word. Does. I get it. What did you do during when it was all tapped away? It's flagged bend over. Yep. It was like, no, 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 Odomot, we're not doing that. Yeah, not everything. No, no, Twitch. Everything that feels like an, oh gosh, animalistic or an onomatopoeia. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Why does for fake news? Look up the other. Ah, I gotcha. Oh, right. Thanks. See, in that sense, English is so interesting. Tomorrow is tomorrow? I mean, I'm always amazed by how, even though there are like several languages in between, Dutch and Limburgish and other such languages, how similar they can be to, for example, English, or I guess, older English, if not just old English. Like, okay, to go back to Merlin, right? The spells used there were written in like actual old English. Um, there were words in there that I recognize from more from Dutch than from English. Like, huh? Fake? Fae is fairy tricksters? Wait, I might have spread. Oh. Hmm. Morrow means morning, so tomorrow means to the next morning. That's so cool. Wait, but that also makes sense because you've got these old words that are barely used in English anymore, right? Overmorrow and air yesterday, which I honestly believe we should definitely bring back because we have those words in Dutch and it just makes sense. But that would also like at least, overmorrow would then be over the morning. Like the morning. Oh yeah, yeah, that's okay. That's cool. I see it. I like it. I like it. That's cool. So we go from witness, philosophy, puppies, polls, Doctor Who, ads, all the way to the section of onomatopoeia and word etymology now. Yeah, yes, we have. Seems to come from fate rather than fake. Ah. Yeah, we'll get there. By the end of the stream, I know how to pronounce it. And I know what it means. I will remember what it means. I remember seeing it before, but I keep forgetting what it means because it's such a difficult word, I guess. Wait, sounds interesting because the game has a little spoken wait. Resound. Oh, from the witness to etymology. True. Resoundly. No, but once again, you know, remember just the context makes it clear enough. You think it should be? Once again, English just doesn't make sense. You have to make sense of it not making sense. So then, yeah, just do whatever. Okay, I'm gonna. Good luck with that conversation, I guess. I could care. Okay, I hate that one too, though.
Sweet fusion of
I could care
wonder
less.
and fear, irresistible attraction and soul-numbing dread known.
It's the same as what is that current thing that I hear like in so many places, like on Twitch and on Twitter. I don't know nobody. What? Please just think about what that means. Something about double negatives. Then again, I guess that's like math, and people just don't do math. Ain't nobody got time for that. True. Well, yeah.
As awe. Awe is the grail of artistic achievement.
You don't know no.
No other human emotion possesses such raw, transformative power, and none is more difficult to evoke. Few
What are we talking about
between
again?
are the works of man that qualify as truly
Oh, awesome. Awe was something that was okay.
It
Okay,
is
yeah,
awe
gotcha.
that convinces a rabbi to spend a lifetime decoding
I don't know. Is
Yahweh
awe that difficult to invoke?
Awe
I don't think
that
so.
sends millions of visitors
Well, I
each
feel
year
like there are
to the
several
pyramids of Giza,
like degrees,
Guadalupe,
several
and
decorations,
Mecca. It was awe
levels
that
of
drove
awe.
poor Delia Bacon to her doom.
Show
Now,
someone a
please
puppy.
don't come away from this lecture thinking that the key to awesome game design is the installation of Easter eggs. Ordinary games with their contrived Easter eggs and cheat codes are like the Battery of the Month Club.
Oh, we're back to that again.
You have to trudge down to the back of the store to get what you really came for. If superpower is what people really want, why not just give it to them? Is our imagination so impoverished that we have to resort to marketing gimmicks to keep players interested in our games? Awesome things don't hold anything
Not
back.
necessarily.
Awesome
but-
things are rich and generous. The treasure
Once
is
again,
right
mystery is
there.
great. We love mystery.
One afternoon,
And the
I was
idea that there
sitting
can be
alone
secrets and
behind
Easter
the
eggs in
counter at
games
that
is just
old
a
Radio
big
Shack
mystery.
store. My boss had stepped out for some reason.
I don't
An
have any more
elderly
pictures
woman
to show.
walked through the front door. Like
Okay,
most of
okay,
our
okay,
customers,
okay,
she
okay.
was
Okay, wait, I do have a picture. I need to make a picture of it. Wait, give me one sec. No, she moved. Oh, I wish I could have made a picture of that. Such. She was on her back, paws up in the air, snout up on like my table, like what do you call that? Leg. On two leg, the one that you just saw in the picture. Anyway, I feel like a lot of examples misunderstood what people live their lives for. Sure, artists pursued great achievements, but to them it could have just been their job. Something they got a lot of rewards for and just kept going. Well, we're talking specifically about Easter eggs, right? About how Easter eggs inspire awe and how Easter eggs keep people coming back. At least I think we're going back to that. Awe drove people to do great things. Oh, that one. I mean, it can. I think awe can bring people to do amazing things. But I do think that there are, yeah, like you say, there's more than that can do that. It's not just awe. But then again, that's not necessarily what he says, right? It's just awe does that. It doesn't say that other things do not.
shabbily dressed. probably on a fixed income. I assumed she was there for her free battery, but instead, she placed a portable radio on the counter. This little radio came from the days when they boasted about the number of transistors inside on the case. It was completely wrapped in dirty white medical tape. The woman looked at me and asked, "Can you fix this?" Slowly, I unwrapped the medical tape,
Like it's
peeling away
wrapped
the
in
layers
bandages.
until the back cover of the radio fell off, accompanied by a cloud of red dust. The interior of the radio was half eaten away by battery leakage and corrosion. I looked at the radio. I looked at the old woman. I looked back at the radio. I reached behind me, where the expensive alkaline batteries were hanging like prescription medication, and removed a gleaming 9-volt cell from its gold blister pack. Then I pulled a brand new transistor radio from a box, installed the alkaline, and helped the lady find her favorite station.
Yeah, that works too.
No money changed hands. She left the store without saying a word.
Oh, that's so kind.
Awesome things are kind of like that.
I mean,
Bach offered his students
yeah, try
very
to.
specific insight into
Oh,
the
it's something
source
very
of
difficult
awe.
to define
In
as well,
addition
isn't
to
it?
BACH, 2 other sets of initials are also
Like,
associated
very
with
specifically.
Bach's music. These initials are not hidden in the notes. Instead, they're scrawled right across the top of the manuscript for the whole world to see. The initials are SDG and JJ. SDG stands for the Latin phrase Sole Deo Gloria, to the glory of God alone. JJ stands for Jesu Juva, help me, Jesus. Bach wrote all of his great masterpieces sub specie eternitatis, under the aspect of eternity. He did not compose only to please his sponsors or to win the approval of an audience. His work was his worship. Bach once wrote, "Music should have no other end and aim than the glory of God and the recreation of the soul. Where this is not kept in mind, there is no true music, but only an infernal clamor and ranting.
That confuses me so
The
much.
name of the power that moves you is not important. What is important is that you are moved. Awe is the foundation of religion. No other motivation can free you from the limits of personal achievement. Nothing else can teach you the art of flight. Computer games are barely 40 years old. Only a few words in our basic vocabulary have been established. A whole dictionary is waiting to be coined. The slate is clean. Someday soon, perhaps even in our lifetime, a game design will appear that will flash across our culture like lightning. It will be easy to recognize. It will be generous, giddy with exuberant inventiveness. Scholars will pick it apart for decades,
Wait,
perhaps centuries.
wait.
It will be something wonderful, something terrifying, something awful. A few years ago, I was invited to speak.
Wait, okay, pause again. Isn't that to a certain degree kinda what Witness has done? Not in a very like big scale or something, but it has shaped quite as far as I understand, right? Because this is my first playthrough, but from what I've heard from all of you and all other people who came in, It has shaped quite a bit of like the idea of what puzzle games should be like, and it has inspired a lot of other puzzle game devs and stuff like that. Interesting. Bach was an interesting character because he got screwed out of payment for most of his. Isn't that isn't that like sorta similar to a similar story to a lot of like the great artists back in the day? So
At a conference in London. My wife joined me, and we took a day off for some sightseeing. We decided to visit England's second biggest tourist attraction, Stratford upon Avon. It was cold and rainy when our train arrived. Luckily, most of the attractions are just a short walk from the station. We visited Shakespeare's birthplace, a charming old house along the main street, which attracts millions of pilgrims every year, despite the complete lack of any evidence that Shakespeare was born there or even lived anywhere near it. We went past the school where Shakespeare learned to read and write, although no documents exist to prove his attendance. We visited Anne Hathaway's cottage, the rustic country farm where his wife spent her childhood, although no record shows anyone by that name ever having lived there.
Anne Hathaway always makes me
Finally,
think of the actress.
we came
Whoops.
to the one location
More
undeniably
people visit
associated
Shrek World
with
and
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Trinity Parish Church, on the banks of the River Avon, where a man by that name is buried. This beautiful church is approached by a long walkway between rows of ancient gravestones, shaded by tall trees. The entrance door is surprisingly tiny. No cameras are allowed inside. The interior is dark and quiet. Despite the presence of busloads of tourists, the atmosphere is hushed and respectful. A few people are seated in the pews, deep in prayer.
Pews.
An aisle leads up
Pews.
the center of the
Wait,
church.
what?
The left side of the altar is brightly illuminated. On the wall above is a famous bust of the bard, quill in hand, gazing serenely at the crowd of pilgrims. On the floor beneath, surrounded by bouquets of flowers, at the very spot where Delia Bacon lost her mind, the gravestone of William Shakespeare
Except it was written
bears
as
this
P-E-W-S,
dire
like pew pew pew.
warning. Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust and close it here. Blessed be the man who spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones. Every year, 3 million pilgrims arrive from every nation on earth to approach this stone and consider the likeness of a man whose body of work can only be described as awesome. By contrast, the right side of the altar is dark and featureless. Nobody of any consequence is buried there. The only point of interest is a wooden case of simple design, carved of dark oak. Inside the case, sealed beneath a thick sheet of glass, lies a large open book. A plaque on the case identifies this book as a first edition of the King James Bible, published in 1611, when Shakespeare was 46. Not many pilgrims visit this side of the altar. Most of those that do simply glance at the book, read the plaque, and move along. A few, more observant, note that the Bible happens to be opened to a page in the Old Testament, the book of Psalms, chapter 46.
Wait, what?
No explanation is given for this particular choice of pages.
I'm gonna pay
For the
attention to that next
initiated,
time I see like
none
books
is
open like
necessary.
that.
If you are of inquisitive bent. If you are intrigued by English history and literature, if you value your peace of mind, cover your ears now.
No.
In the year 1900, a scholar noticed something about the King James translation of Psalm 46.
What?
Something terrifying.
Tell me. Spoiler warning. Tell
Something
me.
Wonderful. The 46th word from the beginning
Really?
of Psalm 46 is
That's it?
shake. The 46th word from the end is spear. There are only two possibilities here.
Oh my god.
Either this is the finest coincidence ever recorded in the history of world literature, or it is not.
Yeah,
The
either
Earth
is or it isn't.
revolves
Thank you.
around only one sun and has only one moon. The moon happens to be 400 times smaller than the sun. The sun happens to be 400 times farther away. And the apparent paths of the moon and sun in our sky happen to intersect exactly twice every month. Which means that every now and then, at long yet precisely predictable intervals, the lunar disk slips across the face of the sun and just barely conceals it for a few wonderful, terrible minutes. A fine coincidence, no? In June of 1977, a little man with divergent eyes and a talent for mischief ascended a hilltop in the British village of Ampthill. At the summit of this hill is a tall, slender cross, a memorial to Catherine of Aragon, the first wife of Henry VIII. The sun,
That is physics.
high in the south,
I think that's what he
cast
means
the
to
shadow
say.
of the cross
It's
upon
not
the
a
grassy
coincidence.
hillside. At exactly 12 noon, the man removed from his pocket a bar magnet. He turned the magnet so its north pole was facing south and buried it under the shadow of the cross. 2 years later, a few hours before the publication of his first book, the man returned to that hillside, this time in the dead of night.
Consequence rather than
He
a
used a
coincidence.
compass
I think
to
that's
locate
what
the
he's saying,
magnet
yeah.
he had buried. In that same place, he dug a hole in the ground and placed inside a ceramic container inscribed with the following words: I am the keeper of the jewel of masquerade, which lies waiting safe inside me for you or eternity.
It's the eclipse! So wait, I missed the conclusion about the Easter egg hunt. Rabbit hunt. Watch it again? No. If I drop a brick darkly above my head, is it a coincidence that my head hurts a moment later? Not a coincidence. As you say, a consequence. Copyright. Amazing. We love it. For stream stuff. We still miss one though. Anyway. You are too distracted by chat, of course. But of course it's chat. It's can't have been a certain four-part individual that's... I was just about to say, eating whatever that is called in English on the hollow thing, on the hollow metal that is my that is the leg of my table. Yep. I look forward to this being muted later in the VOD. All they see is a circle moving for an hour. Well, they see you, they see chat. But I do wonder how they'll mute it. Yes. So I can see more now. It's not as bright outside as it was before anymore. They won, they got timed out. That's true. I can finally run past this. I love it. See, now I'm happy. Now I can actually say, you know, I did everything in the witness that I wanted to do. I opened up that hallway. This entire VOD's gonna be mystery. We were talking about mysteries, so that works. Whee! I'm happy. The only thing that I am still curious about, and also, well, there's actually another thing, is the sound over here that we still haven't figured out, have we? Wait, not over here. Where is it? Where do it be? Despite no evidence of it actually existing. Imagine. You know, my whole legacy. Something like that. Did you know one puzzle in the ship behind the keep? Is that, please once again be careful with spoilers. I have no clue what you're talking about. Are you talking about the sound puzzle? Because no, I haven't. I stared at it for like 2 hours and I still haven't figured it out. This sound we still haven't placed, right? That is what I was referring to. Okay, good. Okay. No, we could return there technically, I guess. If I remember how to get there. You know what else I found? You know, okay. But first, I'm gonna check something, and otherwise that's a very much missed opportunity because I definitely expected that to happen at some point. Okay. But first, yes. See, missed opportunity. I was trying not to mention what the puzzle was about. You gotcha. No. You're safe. Nee. Faye was trying to be sneaky, standing up right against like a laptop bag, and then got her little nail stuck in the bag, as in the fabric of the bag. So much for being sneaky. But yes, I do think this is a really big missed opportunity. I feel like we should have had something in the actual like starting area. They wanted to go swimming again. They once again emptied her water. Oh my gosh. Little one. Baker. Shotty. Nah. Nee. Nee. don't think I've ever seen a dog that is this enthusiastic about water. I mean, we've had the exact opposite. We had a dog that was so unenthusiastic about water that at some point it was a bulldog. If you don't know, like, it was an old English bulldog to be specific. Its neck was so thick that if like if we put it on like a collar, if we put a collar on, you could like just shove it over its ears. Because its head was just as big as its neck was. That one hated going to walk in the rain so much that it just pulled itself loose, turned tail, and went back inside. Popping in to see how we're doing. We just finished. Denk eraan. Nee. Goedje. We just finished a film. Shh. We just finished a film. Die is niet om het te spelen. Het is niet om het te spelen. Nee. Anyway. She learned a lot of things in that film. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, tomorrow comes from like tomorrow is morning and then it's, you know, till the morning, and there's a lot of new ideas for like puzzle hunts and such, especially in music. But she could summarize it for you to ask. Also, wait, what was the other word again? Nee, Feature. Feature? Plassen? Doorwacht. Oh, hier zo. Da. Hier over plassen. Where did you do it? I didn't see. It was just in time. Okay. Let's hope that the next one is on the pad. Good music is a word I mean, don't have to worry about. Honestly, I know a little bit of fun things. A little bit more fun things to worry about than where the puppy's gonna pee. Not there. Wait, nee. She was supposed to be tired. Handbrake turn into Dutch. Yes. Well, it's a mix of Dutch and Limburgish. Sticking to one language is too difficult, I guess. Yeah, I'm Dutch. Goedemiddag. Hi. Let me Google Limburgish. It's the language spoken mostly in the south of the Netherlands, but also in Germany and in Belgium. Well, northeast part of Belgium and a very, very, very tiny part in the west of Germany. But I'm gathering your Dutch too then. Also, we try to keep chat mostly English. But yeah, with me now speaking Limburgish and Dutch to the puppy, it's gonna be tough. I catch a bit in the accent, but it's a Limburgish accent. Yes, I do not have the Dutch accent. Yes, objective achieved. I'm so sorry. The Dutch accent is like. No offense. No offense if you have it. But, yeah. I'm glad I wasn't caught then. What is that? Bist du doen? Was op je short? No. She doesn't know what she wants. That's cool to know. Try to catch in the future. Wow, come on. Was op je short? There you go. I just would have hit 100 days on my Dutch Duolingo streak. Well done! Oh, right. I knew that wasn't smart. Oh, no. Not the cable. There you go. We're good. But yeah, no, I'm sorry about yeah, I just, it's a pet peeve. The Dutch accent, like the actual Dutch accent is quite a pet peeve. What the? Nee. Ja. Met deze kunt eten. Anyway. Where were we going? Ship. We were going to the ship. Right. Very true. Tay! Hello. Oh nee, ik zei Tay, niet Faye. Hi Tay. That's an issue. I think Faye recognizes Tay as a name. That's not good. Just before I leave. Anyway. So, Tay, I don't know if you have already been introduced to my puppy. My puppy's name is Faye. And she just responded very happily, very actively when I... Nee. Zo goed mij. I think Faye gets priority. Sorry, Tay, you're gonna have to change your name. Poor Tay. Wait, ship. We were gonna go to ship squirrels, but then I farm a puppy. Also, don't blame you on like the southern accents more myself too. I mean, some of the southern accents when they speak Dutch, that's even worse than the Dutch accent speaking English. How do I get down? Do I have to? I don't want to walk around. I'll look around. Meh. Okay, wait, what's the easiest way? The easiest way was via the back of the castle, right? Not sure I understand what you refer to. So there's this typical Limburgish accent in Dutch that's like very, very, very heavy. Where they pretty much, they just speak Dutch, but then with Limburgish intonation. That's also bad. That also just sets off like shivers. You have an amazing British accent. Thanks. Need to be right back. Do not do anything. No, I'm gonna look for the castle again. You know how exciting that is. Castle was wait, I remember where the castle is. I remember that. right? It's on that side of the pull up for stuff. Oh, it has to be here. Oh, it's right there. I see the bell. I see the bell tower thing. Also found. I'm familiar with West Friesen accent from the northwest, but I don't speak it. Ooh, is that something you would want to learn? Because Frisian also sounds like the... It sounds so interesting. Sure. Needs go up. No, not up. I need to be on that side, right? I need to be on the outside. How do I get there again? Oh, here. There we go. So particularly when my dad hailed from the region, so I kind of feel like I'm missing out. Ah, I see. Where people babble in the twins gibberish. Careful with, like, narrowing down your place too much, right? But, I see. I kind of wanted to look at like the broken environmental puzzle again, but I do not remember where it was. So I'm not even gonna bother. How do I where is it again? How do we get there again? This was inside and then down. Yeah, there we go again. When the broken EP is back up on the cliffside near the sofa. Oh, thanks. Pre-rolls are on. What do you mean pre-rolls are on? Also, ads are about to start. Just a heads up. But apparently pre-rolls are on again. No worries, though. We'll wait. I will just listen to this for a moment. Yeah, I try, but heads up whenever I can. It still says soon. Can we already start those ads? Hello? Please? Run them. Thank you. We're waiting. Twitch. We're waiting. Run the ads. Oh. There we go. Why does it take that long? They should be good. They're coming here. They should. Yes, there we go. Maybe I should start them manually. Maybe that's better. Oh no, Vita! No ads. A victory for Pug yet again. Yes. Would it work quicker if I run the ads? I mean, yes it would, but also that will make me lazy to the point where if there's a stream where you can't be there, I will forget about it and we will have pre-roll ads. So, thanks guys for taking it for the team. Oh, it's loud now. Is it too loud? How is the game sound for y'all? Because we put it up. Is it alright or is it too loud? See, we have time for that now because we're waiting for people with the ads. It's fine. Fine. How's the game sound? Asking while the ads are in. No. There are people in chat who don't have ads, you know. And then when they come back, we can immediately just go on with the flow of the stream. It's efficiency. You had already said you didn't have ads. Imagine having ads. Exactly. Oh, we're all bullying Vita. Well, one more minute of ads. Potential ads, that is. Maybe they're like done sooner. Yeah, we need to figure that out though. I tried putting it with Stream Elements today, the ad thing, so that we could do like a warning at the same time. Be like, hey, you know, just so you know, we're running ads to keep those annoying little pre-rolls off. And also, so because I keep an eye on chat, I don't always keep an eye on like the timing from ads. So that I would get like a notification and know like, okay, we need to hold for a bit if possible. But Stream Elements does work. And Nightbot apparently also doesn't work. Apparently that's a partner thing. So. Is the solution to advertise a competitor to where you're getting ads for? I'm not sure. Preferably someone doesn't. I saw a streamer who made their own ads, as in it's like an ad for their own like channel and such. Like, what are we doing here? Or it was, I think one of them was that, and one of them was just a really odd kind of program, or like odd kind of. I don't remember what they were advertising, but it was more in jest than anything. It was very funny. That was like their ad, so to say. Anyway, ads are over. Welcome back, everyone. What do we remember of this puzzle? It's a sound-based puzzle. We hear the drips in the background. Low sounds were the big hexagons. Small sounds were small hexagons. But at the same time, sounds were sometimes indicated as like the height of where you pass through. What else do we know? We know that we have a, there's a symmetry that we cannot see. And that's as far as I got. I think there were... That one was low and then high and then not as high, right? That was the second one, which is once again low. Which sounded exactly the same. So there are two. See, that's the other one. Both of them go like low and then high and then mid. But they seem relatively random which one goes when. How do you know when the start of the cycle is? There is this other sound that keeps coming all of the time. Plus because, I mean, once again, it's the same pattern, but on a different... See this sound. You have the pattern of low, high, mid, And it holds for both of those music term pictures. So then, you know, because there are only like 3 always grouped together, so then you know at least which of the 2 cycles is always first. As in those 2 cycles always come first with like low, high, middle. But then between the cycles, I don't know, because they seem random. Because sometimes you hear the one twice after another, and sometimes you hear the other one twice after another. Also very annoying is that, you know, we've got the pink, the blacks, and the orange, and I have no idea what the colors mean, because I only hear 2 different ones. And they are small, high, or low, high, medium. None of it reflects that. So that's what this one, how this one was a little bit annoying. Well, very much annoying because we already started it for a long, long, long time. So now you get this one again. The other one just goes through it. I already thought, you know, are those sounds maybe part of this? But there doesn't seem to be very much of a, you know, they're just ambient noises, not really something you can attribute like low or high values to. Maybe also add another. No, the other one doesn't fit here either. No, the other one doesn't fit here either. Would be a supremely douche move to have red herring sounds in this one. I mean, once again, I tried that. But then what? You know, that even then it doesn't make sense. But that must be like the last film, I think. We already had everything here, right? In terms of, yeah, we did. Environmentals. I think the only one I had left here was the broken one. Wait, can I partially go down that one? I can. Wait, surely I can work over that. Come on. You're being mean. This whole thing sounds like those noises. I'd like to apply for the position of moderator. Nope. Sorry, not looking for new ones at the moment. Is that not one? Oh. Oh, it's from up to, it's the same one. Ah! Whoops! Wee. Oh. Doggy poster check. Doggy's on my lap again. He's sliding off. Meh. But I really want to know, like, what else this would be. If not for the sounds, so... Are you saying that? Ha! Why is there an emote in BTTV? It's just a word. Yeah, at some point we had an emote for streaming, just the regular word streaming. Mm-hmm. They woke up. There is a global emote? Yeah. Faye is going back to sleep. Cause what else can we do with these? No. No. Thank you. These puzzles, yes. Well, I mean more like these hexagons. Wat is er dan? Wat is er dan? Moest naar beneden. Moest naar beneden? Ja, oké. Peppered is so smart, but Peppered is a bit too smart sometimes. Never mind, Peppered is really, really, really smart. Good job! Peppered is confusingly smart sometimes. It's stuff like that where I'm not getting much. You know. Yeah. Yeah. For example. You love Popo? Popo is amazing. Popo is also amazingly distracting. Which, I guess for puzzles like these could actually be good. Because we have 3 colors. What does that mean? We only have 2 lines. Wait, can I hit pink with one, orange with the other? that was it. It's orange. That is pink. Oh. That is pink. That is orange. Yeah, no. So then, certain order? But then what about the colors? What do we need with the colors? If we do order, I mean, we have 2 big ones, 3 middle ones, 2 small ones. One thing you do know is that you have to hit all dots. Do you think one set doesn't do anything? I think that might be the case. But then I would have to figure out like which color wouldn't. I think I need to figure out what the colors like, what to do with the colors. Like, is it a matter of, for example, we had puzzles with like the yellow and the blue lines, right? And then you had to hit the yellow with the yellow line, and blue with the blue line. 1 sec, where's Bob? It's right here. Okay. We are good. We are not good. Wat is er allemaal dit? Wat? Wat? Is er allemaal dit? Wat? Dat is net magie. Hi Bram. Good morning. What were they talking about? Right, we had the yellow and the blue puzzles, where the yellow line had to hit the yellow dots and the blue line had to hit the blue dots. But we now have 2 white lines, so that doesn't work. But I was thinking along. But wacht, Slimpy, het skumstel ook niet aan. Nee. Nee. You get suggestions. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Oh, this isn't that is, you know, talk about an entrance. Back for hopefully the final time. Welcome back. That's great timing. So Pug, I don't think the panning of your camera really worked well. Anyway, so running into the door, I guess what's going on. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, no, Bram's right. Suggestions are like actually way too close to spoilers. Like, that's except I think Speedy knows the answer to that. Well, not murdered, but anyway. What else do we have? So we have the colors, which doesn't really work out. We have sounds. Yep, we have sounds, that's true. That's not. Not for now. Can't do that one anymore. But I do need to go back up. Oh no, wait. This one is the one. That's the black one in the end. Now, we did hit everything now, but now I have two on the same height. Which I do not like. But I need, yeah, I need that in order to hit this one. Which is annoying. We still have the sizes in terms of sound, maybe too, but then it's like, it's low, middle, high, which I feel like I've tried almost any combination with that there was. Because you'd have to combine colors. Also, I have one middle too many. This is high, this is, no wait, this is low, that's high, and these three are middle. It's MCCD! It is! You want to test something? Uh-oh. It is the 18th. Very true, very true. Be careful with testing things, right? How dare you! How dare you! Yeah. Did you know that when I watched when I watched Star Wars, like, when did the last one come out? 2019, like between Christmas and New Year 2019, then I guess. That was the only thing I knew. That was the only thing I knew regarding Star Wars. Yeah. We could do it. We could do it sideways as well, right? Does that help? No, because then that one's like actually in the middle. Well, maybe. Then it's... There. That should have hit it. That one. Then it's low, high, middle. Wait. Low, high, middle, low, high, middle. That's very saddening. We need to hit this one. That's the only thing I know about it too. Yeah. Hey? Go, passa. Okay. Get you instantly. You could try redacted, yeah. Okay, now I am one-handed. Because the other hand has been cleaned by the puppy. I heard a squeak. Yes, you heard a squeak. You tried to live redacted. Wow. Oh, Speedy, what you didn't miss was a puzzle hint, by the way. You didn't miss that. Apart from Arrested. And like, there needs to be a logic to the sizes, there needs to be a logic to the colors. And I need to do it twice. Oh, but I'm gonna need to cut this short. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. Yeah, I have IBS. I'm starting to get a stomach ache. I need to go. Let's really quickly see who's available to read. I'm very sorry for that sudden ending, but it's not cool. It happens sometimes. Who's online? Who's online? Sherry. Let's go to Sherry. That's quick. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here. I hope it was a weird stream, but it was very like we talked about so many things. Luckiness? We can go to luckiness. I'm good with that. Let's go there. Okay. Please go say hi to them. MCC watch party tonight. I will be there. No worries. I will be there. And next stream is where Tuesday. Anyway, thank you very, very, very much. I'm gonna run. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.